The Seattle rain continues to murmur steadily, as it always has. How many rainy seasons have come and gone since he left? I can no longer recall. Time flows quietly, stealing the lines from my face, the calluses from my hands, and even the dormant feelings I thought had long since faded from my heart. But today, perhaps a peculiar wind is about to sweep into my life. My name is Madison, and I'm 67 years old. People say this is the twilight of life, a time to enjoy the company of children and grandchildren. But I live alone in this modest house, surrounded by books and faded memories. Today, Noah, my grandson, is visiting. He's grown now, no longer the little boy who once clung to my side. He has his own life, friends, and secrets. I've prepared everything with care, as if receiving a special guest. The doorbell rings. I open it to see Noah smiling brightly. Beside him stands a tall young man with a hesitant expression. A stranger. He's introduced as Darius, Noah's roommate. His name and face are unfamiliar, yet something about him sparks a strange pull inside me. Darius. The name lingers in my mind. His rugged handsomeness, a raw and untamed beauty is unlike any I've encountered. His eyes are as deep as a hidden sea, and his smile holds a power that could thaw the coldest heart. I strive for composure, but something stirs within me. I invite them in, and my small house transforms. Laughter fills the air, steps echo through the hallway, glances brimming with silent meaning dart across the room. I serve a lavish meal, every dish chosen with the hope of pleasing them. Noah chatters about school pranks and Darius's antics, and while I smile, my gaze drifts back to Darius, drawn as if by some invisible force. I focus on Noah's words, but my eyes betray me. Darius's simple gestures, a sip of water, a hand through his hair, bewitch me. His gaze unsettles my calm, reawakening feelings buried by solitude. I reason that it's mere curiosity toward my grandson's friend. Yet, deep down, a spark kindles into a slow, smoldering flame. After lunch, we step into the sunlit garden. The warmth kisses blooming flowers and untamed grass. Darius surveys the yard with a smile. "Miss Madison," he says, his voice a deep, melodic rumble, "this lawn could use some care. Would you mind if Noah and I helped?" His hopeful glance melts my hesitation, and I agree. Noah wrestles with pruning shears, while Darius masterfully mows the lawn. Sweat beads on his brow as he maneuvers the mower with grace. His movements, the flex of his muscles, captivate my gaze. I sit silently watching him, feeling a sensation long forgotten, a tremor, a longing. "Miss Madison," Darius teases, wiping his brow, "you seem to enjoy watching me work." His words catch me off guard, and I fumble for a reply. "I'm just checking your technique," I say, my voice even. "I may need to learn for next time." He laughs, a knowing, playful laugh. "I could teach you," he offers, "but I doubt you'd want to." His implication hangs in the air, strangely welcome rather than unsettling. When the garden work ends, I lead Darius to the bathroom, showing him how to handle the old shower. I step out, but linger near the door, my mind awash with thoughts I dare not entertain. I picture him under the water, his skin glistening, and know these thoughts are wrong. Yet I cannot stop them. Back in the living room, Noah beams at the tidied lawn. I praise them both, slipping a small reward into Noah's hand. Then Darius emerges, his damp curls framing a face more alluring than before. My heart quickens, and though I try to remain composed, a tempest rages within. I went to my room and stared into the mirror. Reflected back at me were the lines etched by time, the crow's feet at the corners of my eyes. I saw my age in every crease, yet something youthful stirred within me. Confusion washed over me, yearning and guilt intertwined, tangling my thoughts in a web of emotions. I thought of my solitary life, the quiet days filled with books and the soft purring of my cat. I longed for connection, for the warmth of human touch, for love. And Darius, this young man, had awakened desires I thought were long buried. I knew it was wrong, but my heart would not listen to reason. At dinner, we exchanged words layered with suggestion, eyes meeting in fleeting moments, heavy with tension. Darius teased me endlessly, and I, emboldened by something new and thrilling, matched his playful provocations without hesitation. We danced around each other, a silent, intimate game that only we understood. Noah, innocent and oblivious, noticed nothing. Night fell, and I wished them both good night. I returned to my room, but sleep eluded me. Images of Darius filled my mind, his smile, his deep, mysterious eyes, the way his gaze lingered just a second too long. I tried to calm my thoughts, but they burned brightly, defying control. Restless, I slipped outside my room. A soft glow streamed from under Darius's door. The light beckoned, and without conscious thought, I found myself stepping closer. Peeking inside, I saw him perched on the edge of his bed, watching a movie on his laptop. A force I couldn't name propelled me forward. My hand pushed the door open just enough to enter. He looked up, startled, his eyes meeting mine with a mix of surprise and something else, something electric. "Miss Madison," he whispered, his voice tentative. "Why are you here?" "I couldn't sleep," I murmured, my voice unsteady. "I saw your light. I was curious." He nodded, understanding flickering in his eyes. I was just passing time. We both knew we were lying. The truth hovered between us, unspoken but palpable. The air grew heavy with anticipation, a tension too powerful to ignore, and then it happened. A sudden, breathless kiss, fierce, inevitable. I let myself fall into Darius's embrace, abandoning every barrier of age, propriety, and expectation. The world beyond us faded. In that moment, I was not a 67-year-old woman. I was simply a woman, alive, desired, and desiring. That night, we surrendered to passion, losing ourselves in one another. We whispered secrets and shared forbidden touches, entwining hearts and bodies until the lines between us disappeared. It was a night of raw emotion, of rediscovered vitality, of love that burned fiercely against the backdrop of time. Morning arrived, and with it, a tangle of feelings. Doubt crept in, fear of what I had done, fear of regret. Yet beneath the confusion, I felt no shame. I had lived. I had felt. I had connected in a way I thought lost to me forever. I turned to see Darius still asleep beside me, his chest rising and falling in peaceful rhythm. A surge of affection swelled in my heart, overwhelming and undeniable. When he stirred awake, our eyes met, the weight of the night still lingering between us. "Miss Madison," he began, voice cautious, "about last night." "Don't," I interrupted softly. "We both know it shouldn't have happened, but I don't regret it." His gaze held mine steady and full of feeling. "Neither do I," he whispered. And in those simple words, a truth was shared, pure, powerful, and real. Silence, glances filled with hidden meanings flitting between us. I knew, with a sinking certainty, that nothing would ever be the same again. Darius and I understood the path we had chosen was fraught with challenges. Ours was a love that should not exist, a relationship condemned by society, a bond with an uncertain future. Yet in that moment, we couldn't ignore our feelings or pretend they didn't matter. Turning back was no longer an option. We embarked on a secret affair, sneaking away for clandestine meetings and stolen moments of sweetness. We strolled through the park at dusk, watched movies together in the dim light of my living room, and talked deep into the night. In his presence, I felt as though time had rewound. I was alive, vibrant, and true to myself again. I knew it was wrong, but my heart refused to yield. Inevitably, we faced trials and conflicts. Fear gnawed at me. The fear of being discovered, the fear of hurting Noah, and the fear of societal judgment. Yet, I also knew that a life without authenticity would be a life without joy. Darius, too, battled prejudice, doubt, and his own insecurities. But together we resolved to stand strong, because the love we shared was too immense, too powerful, and too rare to abandon. We shared long, soul-bearing conversations, confessing secrets and dreams. I spoke of my broken marriage, of the lonely, aching years, and of the dreams I had once nurtured before they faded away. Darius shared his own story, his struggles, his ambitions, and the hopes he clung to. We found solace in one another, a deep connection that only comes when two hearts truly understand each other. Our days were filled with tender, romantic gestures that spoke of quiet devotion. Darius would gather wildflowers by the roadside and bring them to me. He cooked meals seasoned with love and sang my favorite songs, filling the air with music that warmed my heart. In turn, I cared for him, listened to his worries, and became his steadfast supporter. Our love was built on a foundation of respect, compassion, and fiery passion. But secrets cannot remain hidden forever. Noah began to grow suspicious. His eyes searched ours with questions unspoken but sharp. His words grew more pointed, the tension around us tightening like a noose. Despite our best efforts at composure, we both knew that one small mistake would unravel everything. Eventually, the truth could no longer be avoided. The time had come for confrontation, and with trembling resolve, I spoke the words that sealed our fate. "We have to talk to Noah," I said, my voice heavy with dread. This will hurt him, but we can't continue like this. Darius nodded, worry darkening his eyes, but he too recognized that it was the only way forward. When we confessed to Noah, his reaction was devastating. Shock twisted his features, and heartbreak poured from his eyes. He stared at me, betrayal etched deep into his expression. "Why, Grandma?" he choked out, tears streaming down his face. "Why would you do this to me?" We tried to explain, to offer comfort, but our words did little to soothe his pain. The hurt we had caused was raw and deep, a wound that could not easily heal. In the end, Darius made the hardest choice. He chose to leave. He couldn't bear to cause Noah more suffering. My heart shattered as I watched him walk away. Tears coursed down my cheeks as I clung to the pain of parting. "We will never forget," he whispered. "Our love will live on in our hearts." I nodded, tears falling like rain. I knew that some loves are not meant to last, but they can still leave behind the most beautiful of memories. I returned to my solitary life, but my world had changed forever. I still lived alone in my small house, but my heart was no longer empty. I read my books, tended my garden, and cherished the memory of Darius. Our love had not been a mistake. It had been a gift, a fleeting but profound experience that transformed me. And no matter how far apart we might be, I believed that the ember of our love would burn on, an eternal flame, glowing brightly in the shadows of time.